Okay, I'm ready on Washington. Well, maybe not. Where are the lawyers from MFD?
Hi, Your Honor. I'm representing Ms. Washington.
Yeah, but not without a lawyer from MFD present in the courtroom. Let me send Ms. Stevenson a text. Oh, here's Ms. Spann. Okay.
Yes, Judge.
No, the student was ready on Washington, but I needed you and Ms. Stevenson present. Ms. Washington, turn on your camera, please.
Oh, Judge,
Yes.
it's just been brought to my attention. We didn't address bond for Miss Krause's client.
Oh, they gone now. She gone. $500 person. I mean, what's she charged with?
He's charged with 2 counts of assault now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, tell her to come back. Because she better not have contact with them complaining witnesses. I say anything further. You weren't paying attention. You was just coming back from getting me kicked off the case.
They not my 22.
From the well, I'm ready on Phillips, and the complaining witness had come. They came back, but then they left again.
Judge Esther Smith, it says Ciati.
Okay.
Ciati.
We already did Tackberry. Why is that complaining here? That's they late.
They are good.
Oh, they're late. Okay, and you're in a moving vehicle. Ma'am, can you unmute and state your name?
My name is Tanya Stemmer.
Ms. Stemmer, you're late. What time did your notice tell you to come to court? Oh, bless your heart. You late? You don't have headphones? You in a moving vehicle? Oh my. Ma'am, this is court.
Babe, you're gonna have to pull over.
This is court. You're late. What time did your notice tell you to come to court?
My notice told me to come in at 8:30 and I've been here since 8:25.
Oh, ma'am, no, don't say that. Listen, we already did that case. If you had been here, yeah, so you can't pretend like you've been here. So we already did that case. And everybody that was in my waiting room, I already brought them in court. You're late for court. You weren't here at 8:30. You weren't here at 8:25 because no, ma'am. Listen to me. Listen to me. So the prosecutor has been here, and the prosecutor talked to all of her witnesses this morning in a breakout room. Miss Ritter, did you speak to Miss Stemmer in a breakout room this morning?
I did not, Judge.
I know you did not. And why didn't you speak to her? Because she was not where? She was not here. She was not here. And now that you are here, we're forced to look at the inside of your ear because you don't have headphones and you got your ear up to the thing. Nonetheless, we've already adjourned that case to a future date and your appearance is required. What date did I give for Miss Tackberry, who was here present with her lawyer this morning?
August 24th at 8:36, Your Honor.
August 24th, ma'am, at 8:36. Listen to my words. If you do not appear on August the 21st, the case is going to be dismissed. You have to come to court on time. And you cannot be in this moving vehicle, and you cannot put your ear up to the phone, up to the device. You're going to have to get some headphones or be somewhere that you can hear. And the prosecutor can give you further information. But if I had granted defense counsel's motion because you were not here, if I had granted their motion, the case would have got dismissed earlier. So let's not say you were here, because we were all here and we caught the case. Ms. Ritter, did you need to speak with her in a breakout room?
Not at this time, Judge. I can give Ms. Stemmer a call later on today.
All right, the prosecutor will give you a call. Plus, you making me dizzy in that moving vehicle. Have a great day. Stay safe. You making me dizzy. All right. I'm ready on Phillips. This is case number 234434601. The people of the state of Michigan versus Farrand Phillips. The defendant is charged with 1 count of assault or assault and battery. Today is the date set for pretrial conference appearances, please.
For the record, Your Honor, Christina Ritter on behalf of the people.
And you should fall appearing on behalf of Farrand Phillips, who consents to my appearance on his behalf, correct, Mr. Phillips?
Yes.
Mr. Phillips, can you say your full name for the record, please?
Farrand Ulysses Phillips.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Today is the day set for pretrial conference. How are we proceeding?
Today, Your Honor, we move for dismissal for the complaining witness's failure to appear.
Ms. Ritter.
Judge, so I did have a chance to actually speak with the complaining witness this morning, Mr. Thomas Epperson. He was in a breakout, and then he came out of the breakout room, went into the waiting room, and then he left, Your Honor. So I don't have an explanation as to why he left, but he was here this morning for this matter. And if the court does not accept that or acknowledge that as an appearance, Your Honor, then I have no explanation as to why he left.
Today is the day set for pretrial conference. The complaining witness was present. He was sent to a breakout room with the prosecutor. He then was placed in a waiting room, and he did leave. However, he did also come back while the prosecutor was in Chief Judge McConaughey's courtroom. And then for some reason, again, he left. Since he was here and attempted to come back, I don't know what's going on with his device, but I'm not going to dismiss the case today. Motion is denied.
All right, Your Honor. In that case, at this time, my client will continue his plea of not guilty and ask that the court set this matter for a final pretrial conference and request for discovery.
Court is going to continue a not guilty plea. On behalf of Mr. Phillips, I will set the matter for final pretrial conference. Court will set a final pretrial conference for October the 5th. And the court is going to set that final pretrial conference for 9:06. The complaining witness is required to appear at that final pretrial conference. Since he did not appear on the record with the case. Discovery should be submitted by September the 5th. Anything further?
Not from the people, Judge.
On behalf of the defense, anything further?
Further, Honor, thank you.
All right, then we're all set until October the 5th at 9:06. Sir, have a great day and stay safe. Counsel isn't connected. All right. I'm ready on Love. And Schmidt. And then I'm ready on McCullough. All right, I'm ready on Schmidt. This is case number 0658144401. The people of the state of Michigan versus Peter Donald Schmidt. Defendant is charged with 1 count of operating while intoxicated. 1 count of reckless driving. Today is the date set for an arraignment on a bench warrant, and the defendant KP is at a review. Appearances, please.
Like expand on behalf of defendant Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith, can you state your full name for the record, please?
Sure. Peter Donald Schmidt.
Today is the date set for an arraignment on a bench warrant. As to the arraignment on the bench warrant, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, I would like to request a recall of the bench warrant as Mr. Smith was mistaken on the date of appearance for the review. He has made contact with the court in every effort to appear and get this matter resolved to move forward.
Well, when did he KP us?
He KP-ish judge at the end of, let me get you the exact date. As this is an old case, Your Honor, from 2006, there's more than one incident in the ROA. If you give me one moment.
Right, well, go to the end, like just go down to the very end of the ROA before they gave him this date. That's what I'm interested in. That last KP is before this date.
December 1st.
Of 22.
Warrant entry was November 14th, and warrant cancellation was requested May 31st.
Yeah, so where has he been all them months? After he missed his review date last year in November, this is July. Well, okay.
Judge, there was also a matter in Oakland County that I don't believe took precedence, but had much more strenuous requirements. And he was trying to be sure that those were handled and resolved as he returned here to ensure that he had the ability to pay for both matters.
Oh, that's not a good idea. That'll get you locked up every day. That'll get you locked up. I don't care about Oakland County, Macomb County, Sanilac County, Washtenaw County. I don't care about any of those places. None, zero care. Zero care on my part. What I care about is that, Mr. Schmidt, you had a case in front of me where you were on probation, and then she said you didn't, keep up with the dates. I don't know. One thing I do know is that 95% of the time, I'm dumbing that down because I wanted to say 100%, but 95% of the time, I speak clearly, I speak articulately in terms of dates and when people are supposed to return to court. I repeat myself. I don't say a date one time. I give the date, and then I'll say, okay, you're all set until, and then I give the date again. And then sometimes I even have to give the date again because one of the lawyers say, Judge, what was that date? Because they weren't listening. You knew the date. Now, whether you wrote it down, whether you put it in your phone, but let me tell you something about me, Mr. Schmidt. I believe in my own mind that I am the most important judge in the state of Michigan. The truth of the matter is, I believe I'm the most important judge in the whole wide world. But since the case is in the state of Michigan, I'm going to just go with that. I don't care about that other stuff because you will get locked up. And if I wasn't even a judge in 2006. So the fact that I'm here in 2023 handling a case from 2006, that doesn't make any sense. So then it's already been a long time for the case to be pending. I'm sure if I printed out your register of action, it would be a lot of pages. Well, I'm not going to keep doing this with you. I'm not going to keep doing it. So let me make sure I'm clear right here. This is it, the last straw. It's the straw that's breaking the camel's back. If you put one more piece of straw on there, the camel gonna fall down. The camel holding up, the knees wobbling, the camel bent all down almost to the ground. If we put one more little tiny piece of straw on the camel's back, camel back gonna break. Grace and Mercy gonna leave the room, and Peter Schmidt is gonna go to the Wayne County Jail. 93 days. Yeah. I don't know where you are in your, let me see if I have a review from before. Let me see if he had done anything. If Mr. Schiotti has sent me, oops. Oops. It's spelling it wrong.
MIDT.
SCHIDT. Yeah, I didn't even have anything from Mr. Schiotti. Not even from back in November. All right. So I don't know how far you went, but I'm gonna set the matter for review. And this is where the rubber meets the road right here. We're gonna give Mr. Schiotti a little bit of time to pull the record and tell me what's going on with you. And I mean, at this point, I feel like I probably have run out of time, but I don't know what KP's history is. So I'm gonna ask him, I need to know how much time there is even left for probation on a 2006 case. But let me tell you what that means. Me running out of time means you going to jail. It doesn't mean closing without improvement. Me running out of time in terms of jurisdiction on the case is punishable by up to 93 days in jail, both counts, by up to 93 days in jail, up to $500 in fines plus costs, both counts, and up to 2 years probation, both counts. If I run out of time and it says, oh, you can only do 2 years probation, and you at 1 year and 364 days, that means Mr. Schmidt is going to jail for about 180 days. They'll run concurrent, so it'd only be 93. They'll still run concurrent. So I wouldn't want to go to jail for 5 minutes, especially on a case where I've been doing probation here and there, hit and miss. Well, it's over. The hit and miss is over. Only thing we going for is home runs, knocking it out the ballpark. We gonna knock it out the ballpark, and we gonna run around them bases. Otherwise, we going into the bullpen. All right, let's get a date. Grace and Mercy, they have packed their bags. They at the door. They getting ready to turn off the lights. Oh, look, Mr. Schiotti, he showed up. Somebody called him. Mr. Schiotti, you was watching us on YouTube?
Hi, Judge. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Well, Mr. Schiotti showed up. So let me see if you've done anything, Mr. Schmidt, that is even worthy of me giving you another date. Mr. Schiotti, you pulled the file on Mr. Peter Schmidt?
Well, Judge, this is such an old case.
Yeah.
I was not the officer of record from the beginning. I did show up on the review day when the defendant surfaced about 10 years later. So are we calling the case today, or it's okay?
Yeah, I already called it. I didn't know you were coming. I was getting ready to give him another date where he could touch base with you so I could see what, if anything, he's even done on this old case. And I was just telling them how the Grace and Mercy is packed up and getting ready to leave the room and turn out the lights behind them.
Well, I can offer the court some information today. As I brought up on the last review, This case was disturbing to our department because this is a defendant that had 6 drunk drivings. And
Oh, I remember that now.
I remember this. It's not something that the probation department can take lightly. He was supposed to pay $600 as the original amount. I remember recommending 600 plus 600 for sanctions. And I remember that the court was lenient and just held him to the 600, the original amount. And at that time, last year, he had a pending for his 6th drunk driving in Oakland County. That case is settled now. I do see that he got 30 days in jail. He got 2 months probation. I am very surprised today. He got 2 years probation, but I'm very surprised today that this defendant's here many years later at the year 2023 and a half. I did look in the computer. He still owes $550. It appears that he might have paid a $50 warrant cost to be here, but the balance still is $550. He still hasn't fulfilled his obligation here on this case. The bottom line was he was just supposed to pay $550. He was given a date for 6 months and he hasn't paid it.
Was that the only condition he had left on my case?
Yes, well, we didn't have the original file, but the only thing we could determine at that time was the money. So.
Well, this is what I'm gonna do, because I sure hate to hear that. And now I remember. Now I remember this case, and I remember that I've extended so much grace and mercy on this case. And then I remembered that I knew about the pending case because I was so upset and whatnot. And then I wanted to see what the probation was going to be in the other case, or the sentence was going to be in the other case. And I'm going to tell you that it's really disturbing to me that he's on probation and that nobody has said enough is enough. And as my mother used to say, enough is enough and too much stink. You out here putting people's lives in danger. You out here drinking and driving. 6 drunk driving cases. This man should be somewhere on a felony. This Mr. Schmidt should be on a felony and in prison, in some inpatient treatment, somewhere where he can get assistance for his clear alcohol problem. So the fact that he keeps on getting these slaps on the wrist, it's getting on my nerves. It's getting on my nerves. I'm gonna just be honest with everybody. It's getting on my nerves. Oh, I forgot Miss Cross was there. Miss Cross, I'm so sorry. And then now Miss Silver here. I forgot. When people's cameras are off, I almost don't see you. I'm so sorry, Miss Cross.
Judge, I don't mean to interrupt, but I do see that recently, like 2 weeks ago, on 6/15/23, in his Oakland County case, the one that I talked about, and I think that's why the defendant's here. He wants to clean up everything. The discharge was filed. He's done with it. He looks like that he complied according to the computer, and looks like it's behind him now on his Oakland County case.
Well, okay. Well, this case is going to land him in jail if he play me to the left one more time. Now, play me to the left one more time. Don't show up one more time. I have a meeting that I'm trying to set up right now with the chief of police, where I'm asking the chief of police to please assign me a warrant arrest team. It could be 2 people, but on certain cases, I need them to go out and pick people up, and you're going to be one of them. You're going to be one of the first ones on my list. So you have gotten grace and grace and grace and mercy and mercy and mercy. And nobody has died. And I am thankful, so thankful that nobody has died because Mr. Schmidt wants to keep drinking and driving. But this is it. Mr. Schiotti, I want to see if you could get a copy of or get the terms of his probation that he completed. I want to see those. And then all he has to do for us is pay this money, and I'm going to give him, listen to my words carefully. You're going to pay this money by this date that I'm going to give, or I'm going to revoke your probation and I'm going to give you 93 days in the Wayne County Jail. So we're going to, today is July the 7th, I think, 6th. You got 2 months. You got 60 days. You coming back September 7th at 1:30 in person, 1:32 in person. Because if the money isn't paid, you going to jail. That's it. That's it. That's all. September. Well, I'll set it at September 7th. At 1:30. And then, but what I want is, we're going to do two things, Miss Rudder. We're going to set it on my docket for September the 6th at 9:45. But that's not for Mr. Schmidt to come. Mr. Schmidt is coming September 7th. So we're going to put it on my docket for 2 days. If I look at the docket, that's only to remind me to check. If I see on the 6th that he has paid, then he doesn't have to come in person. So only he will know. But if he has not paid on September 6th, he needs to be in person on September 7th. And if you don't come on September 7th, but you haven't paid, I'm sending the police to get you. All right. That's my order. So 9/6 at 9:45, it's sort of like a check. It's a check. I want to check and see. But they don't have like a status conference. All right. Okay. Anything further?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you for showing up, Mr. Ski. I wonder, I guess the clerk must have called you or something, but thank you for showing up.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, you have a great day.
Good seeing you.
All right, and then we're all set on Mr. Schmidt until September 7th at 1:30.
Thank you, Judge. Just to clarify, September 6th is when you will be checking that his payments are made. If they are made, September 7th, Mr. Smith is not required to appear.
In person, but he's
In
required to
person.
appear on Zoom.
Yes, okay.
All right,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Have a great day. Stay safe.